that started. Well, thank you all for making the time this morning to come learn about this new service called RISESocial. My name is Peter. I'm with RIS Media, and I'm with my colleague Colleen as well. And
Hi, everyone.
we're going to give you a little bit tour of
Hi.
this new service. Let's see here, Steve. Okay. So great. So, Travis, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say beforehand. Otherwise, I can dive right into it.
No, I figured I'd just let you dive right in. You guys, you're going to explain it a little better. We do have
Sure.
a couple testers that have been using it, and maybe they'll have a little feedback, maybe towards the end or some questions. But
Yep.
yeah, otherwise, I figure go ahead and take it away.
Okay, great. Yeah, by all means, we'll do some Q&A either at the end, or if something looks really crazy, by all means, feel free to stop me and we can tackle that right there. So let's get on with it. This is a product from Travis and Rise Realty called RISESocial. It is actually one of the products made from RIS Media. So you'll see a lot of emails that you get from the system are actually going to have a from address of like acesupport@rismedia.com. And on today's call, we're just going to go over what is RISESocial and take any questions that you might have about it. The one question we get a lot is, RISESocial, who is RIS Media? So again, RIS Media, we make this service. If you don't know RIS Media, we've been a leader in the real estate news and information for about 40 years now. Well, I guess one of the key takeaways of this is we have some amazing content and we write great content every day. We're very well respected in the industry. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because, as you're going to be able to see, we're going to be posting content onto your social media sites. And I just want to let you know that it's of great quality and from a very well-established company. And so a couple of things, if, just to get a kind of an overview of what this system can do, is it can automatically post on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And we hope to have Instagram out before the end of the year. And for those of you who are using social media, the neat thing about this system is it actually lands your friends and colleagues on a page that's branded to you. So a quick overview for those who haven't started yet. If I was to look at this page that you're seeing right here, for example, this is a Facebook post, and as a follower of this real estate agent Lily here, if I was to click on her post, I'm going to land on a page that's branded to Lily. So in that sense, it's a little bit different from if you're sharing content from other news or websites. And that kind of is the point of this slide, like why it matters. So say you saw some, an interesting story on a news site, one of these other news sites, and you decide to post it to your friends and colleagues. Well, what's the experience? They're going to land back on that website, right? They're not going to, they've lost all connection with you, I guess is the point of that. So with this system, what happens is you post this content and they're going to land on a page that remains branded to you. And in this example page that we're seeing, you'll notice that you've got the full story there that I can read that. But on the right-hand side and across the top, it's all branded towards Rise Realty. It's branded, with your logos, your colors, your headshot. There's no competitive ads on this. So the point is that, your visitors, your social friends are staying focused right in on you. What kind of content do we have for you? Do we produce? Well, we've got content in the forms of articles, videos, infographics, and as you see, you're actually going to be able to also post your listings. Okay, so it's pretty nice content. Of course, everything is mobile friendly. So, we all know we're in a mobile world these days. So, whether they're looking at it from your Facebook page on a mobile device and they click to read more, the landing page is all going to remain mobile friendly for them. One question that we get a lot from our users, I'm going to just tackle this right here in the beginning of the meeting, is, is the content that you're posting the same content that you're posting for my colleague that's, in the same office or sitting right next to me? Well, we have, again, as I was saying in the beginning, we've got quite an extensive library of content, and we produce new content every day. On top of that, we treat each of you as individuals, so we essentially run an algorithm against you every day to find out what content you've posted, what you haven't posted, and maybe what categories you've selected, and we, essentially select a random piece of content from there. So the bottom line is that it's very rare that you're going to see the same content, posted on your social media site as posted on your colleague's social media site on the same day. Um, Not only that, if you want to take a little further, you would both have to have the same social set of friends, right? Before anybody would actually even notice that you've got, duplicate content or something like that. So what we want to talk to you about today is that's a little bit about what the system is, and we're going to get a little bit more into that. But we also want to show you how to get started with this. And you're going to get an email in a moment, but what you'll notice is that a couple of tips here I have for you, I should say, is one is to gather your social media usernames and passwords. That's sometimes kind of a funny thing to say, but I know a lot of us are logged in continuously, or the password is saved to our browser or something like that. So you might want to, or I should say, this makes everything a lot easier if you actually know what your social media usernames and passwords are. And I mentioned this tip number 2 about being on a shared computer. Um, Especially if you're in an office environment, or these days, if anybody's been, working from home, and you've got family members who might be working from home as well. And the point is, you want to make sure that, if your spouse or your child was also on the computer and they're logged into their Facebook account, you want to make sure you're not connecting to their Facebook account. You want to be sure to connect to yours. So, you know, you might want to visit some of these social media accounts before you get started, like go to Facebook. And if you happen to see your stuff, well, that's great. If you see your child's or your spouse's stuff, you want to click log out so you're not connecting to their social media site. Okay, let me take you through the sign up process and how you get up and running. And one thing I want to point out is that this is actually a pretty quick process because it's going to walk you through each step. All right. But at some point, you're going to get a sign up email from us. It's going to look something like this. And in it, it's going to have your unique link to click to sign up, very similar to any other software that you might be using. You do have an option, a choice. You can either begin the sign up process by using Facebook, or you can use an email address. Either way is perfectly fine method to begin the process and decide to sign up. Um, Once you do that, you're going to see the welcome page. You're going to enter your account, and this is going to kind of walk you through the entire profile setup here. And you'll go through some steps. It's going to ask you your questions. We might have some of this information already preloaded for you. Some of it may not, but it's going to walk you through things like your first name, last name, all that type of stuff. This is all setting up your profile. It's going to ask you to upload your profile picture. Again, a lot of standard stuff that you've all been doing with other websites and social media sites, etc. You can add links, like the link to your website. There's some badges that we've got pre-built in here, like your realtor badge and your equal housing opportunity ads. There's different badges that are available to help you brand this. There's some options for some type of content. Remember, I said it's going to be articles, videos, and infographics, but you can also decide what kind of category. Maybe you only work with only luxury homes or something, and you only want a luxury content. You could do that. We've got a mixture of real estate and lifestyle, and maybe you didn't want lifestyle content. Maybe you wanted this only to be real estate content. Well, you could select that. And after you go through your profile, it's going to prompt you to start the connection process to social media.
That's the meeting. I
And
forgot.
when you click on the, I'm just going to mute a couple people here. So when to begin the social media process, or actually I should say before that, sorry, I'm going to back up just 1 second. If you want to just double check that your profile is correct, you can go right to the profile area. You can click preview landing page, and you can double check what your profile looks like.
You don't have a camera?
No.
I'm just going to mute a couple people here. Sorry, folks. And so let's go on here. So I double checked my profile looks good. So I'm going to go a little further. And now I'm going to be asked to connect to my social media. So I've got currently, again, 3 choices: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can use them all. We hope to have Instagram out for you shortly as well. But the process is going to start like this. It's going to ask you what days you want to post. And Rise Realty has given you guys what we call the full package. So you have the option to post every day if you want to. So, if you want to, you can select every day. If you want to select specific days, you can do that as well. So maybe you wanted, only to post on Facebook, Monday through Friday. You could do that. Or LinkedIn, just Monday through Friday. And Twitter every day. Whatever you wanted to do, you can set that calendar for how you want your automatic postings to go out. If I have not logged into Facebook, so I'm doing it right now, this demo I'm connecting to Facebook, right? So it's going to ask me to put in my Facebook username and password if I've not already done so. Now, Facebook, I just want to tell you right off the bat, is going to send you through a couple of prompt pages. So you're going to be asked to look at some of these things. Just basically say okay to everything here. I'm going to show you at the end that you can actually control all this stuff. But this is just Facebook's permission prompts. It's a little bit longer than LinkedIn and Twitter's. And you're going to be returned to your RISESocial platform over here. And you just select the page. And the reason I'm showing these multiple pages, we can only post to a Facebook business page. So I want to start off by making that pretty clear. We can't post to your Facebook profile. So it has to be a Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, it's pretty easy to set one up. Now, some of you might have multiple Facebook business pages or Facebook pages, because a Facebook page can be used for a lot of things, right? You might have a Facebook page for your book club or garden club or whatever. But obviously you want these posts probably going out to your Facebook, real estate business page. So, if you do see multiple pages come back, Facebook's going to give us back all the pages that you have, and you just select which page you actually want the post to go to. Okay. And once you've completed those steps, you're going to notice that under the Facebook icon, it says active. And that's telling me that I have an active connection to Facebook. And you notice that under this slide I'm looking at, you'll notice that the Twitter says inactive, and a Twitter icon is kind of faded out. That means I don't have a connection to Twitter yet. So I would just click on that word inactive, and it's going to walk me through the same set of steps. It's going to ask me to select, what days I want to post to Twitter. And once I've done that, I'll have a connection to Twitter. I think I skipped the slide there where it's actually going to ask me to put in my username and password, but I'll have a connection to Twitter. Once you have created your social media content, one other question we often get is, can I see what you're going to post for me ahead of time? The answer to that is yes. So you're actually going to be able to see 2 weeks worth of content, and we'll have that in what we call the scheduled content area, which is one of the menu items you have on the platform. The scheduled content, we're going to show you 2 weeks worth of content coming up. If you decided you didn't like that post that we had scheduled for you, you can click replace. If you didn't want to post that day, you can click delete. But if you click replace, we're going to pull up another piece of content for you. If you don't like that one, just simply click replace again. I point this out, but in truth, most of our users pretty much put this on, set it and forget it. They rarely look here at the scheduled content, but by all means, if you want to just double check what we're going to post for you ahead of time, just look at that scheduled content area. And that scheduled content area, again, will not be filled until you actually make a social connection. So once you have connected to Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, then that social content area will fill up with some content for you. As an added benefit, if you will, you're also going to get an email from us. And this is just an option. If you wanted to post manually, you could do this as well. So you might have an automatic post going out today on Tuesday, but later in the afternoon or sometime that day, you might get an email from us with some suggestion post. This is kind of a spin-off of a feature that we added for one of our other organizations, but we decided to make this available across the board. So this is an email. It's just another chance for you to post. You can certainly unsubscribe from this email if you wanted to, but it does not interfere with your automatic posting. It's just an option for you to post again. Okay. And as I mentioned, you can unsubscribe or adjust a lot of notifications you get from this system. After we've posted for you, we're going to send you, I kind of call it like a report card. So late in the afternoon, you're going to get an email like this back from us. And it's going to kind of remind you of what we posted for you. So it'll have the title and it'll actually have a link to this article that we posted for you, but it's also going to give you an idea of whether it was successful or not. You'll notice on this page on the left, there's a slide on the left, that I've got these green smiley faces indicating success. So I've successfully posted to Facebook and LinkedIn. And it's also reminding me that I don't have a connection to Twitter right now. Looking at the page on the right, you'll notice that, or the picture on the right, you'll notice that I've got a green smiley face. I successfully posted this article to Facebook, but in the middle on LinkedIn, I've kind of got that red frown face. It's telling me I had an error. I couldn't post to LinkedIn. Why won't we post for you? This can happen for a couple of reasons. For example, if you change your social media username or password, we will have lost connection. So we're going to send you an email like this to let you know that we lost connection to your social media platform. Also, some platforms, LinkedIn, every 60 days, Facebook every 90 days, they're going to automatically break the connection anyway. We've all heard the stories of security in social media these days, but essentially they want to make sure that there is a human being behind this application that's posting. So it's going to force you to log in and reconnect, essentially just to prove to LinkedIn or prove to Facebook that you are a human and that you have approved this app to post on your behalf. But you're going to get an email from the system that looks like this that alerts you to that fact, and you can just click the button, the Manage Connections button, and it'll put you back into the process to reconnect. Okay. There's obviously I was talking about the option to manually post. We have a thing called the exclusive content library, which is another area that you can manually post content from. Manually posting is very easy. You'll notice that you'll select a piece of content. There will be like a blue, in this case, there's a blue F on the top for Facebook. That's a Facebook icon. It's telling me that Lily has a connection to Facebook. If she was also connected to LinkedIn or Twitter, you would see those icons up there as well. But essentially, she would just click that blue icon and she would be walked through the process of manually posting. So manually post, again, if you got an email from us or if you went to what we call our exclusive content library, you can manually post content from there. And it's going to walk you through the steps. In this case, she's posting to Facebook. You'll notice at the bottom, she has one Facebook page. If you had multiple Facebook pages, you're going to have a checkbox option where you can select which page to post to and just click share. And we say wait about 10 minutes, but usually much quicker than that, you'll see this post onto Facebook. All right, so a couple ways to post. We're going to do automatic posts for you, or we can do manually posting for you. You can do manually post from the email. You can do manually post from the exclusive content library. You don't have to do manually posting at all if you don't want to. It's just an option for you. After you've done some posting, what you'll notice is that you'll have an analytics area that you can look at. Okay, so we're going to give you some feedback as to how your posts are doing. We have some things for impressions, reach, and engagement. Personally, to me, it's the column on the far right-hand side called engagement that I think is most interesting, because that tells me whether somebody has clicked on that post, whether they have liked that post. They may have shared that post even further, but after a little while, you can start looking there and you can see which titles or which topics receive the most engagement. All right, let's talk about connecting your listings. Okay,
I can get off with this one, huh?
the ability to post your listings is also available to you, and we currently use Homes.com as our conduit, as our source that pulls in all your listings and then posts these listings for you. Okay. So let's talk about how you connect your listings. It's somewhat similar to how you would connect to a social media site. But you'll notice that on your menu, you're going to see one menu item called Listings on the left-hand side. You click on that listings area, and you're going to see a form like this pop up. And this form is going to either ask you to enter in an MLS number and a zip code. So there's two parts to this form. I think the top one is the easier method. So if you have a listing, you put in your MLS number, and on the right side, put in the zip code for that MLS. If you don't have any listings or never had a listing, put in your first name and address, some of your contact information. What this form is doing, when I click continue, this form is actually reaching out to Homes.com to see if you already have an account with them. All right, so that's why it's asking for an MLS number or zip code. If you have an account with Homes.com, it's going to present you a screen like this, and it's going to ask you to log in to Homes.com. All right. If you don't have an account with Homes.com, it's going to give you this option. It's going to present a form to you where you can sign up for a free Homes.com account. Okay, so you just put in your information here, and Homes.com will create a free account for you. Whether after you've done one of those two steps, either logging in or creating a new account, you're going to get a message back, and we're also going to send you an email that indicates that you've got a successful connection to Homes.com. Once you have a connection to Homes.com, that listing page is going to change, and you're going to see a page like this that gives you 3 opportunities to use your listings. All right. One of the ways you can do your listings is to have that listing posted to your social media site. So maybe you've got an open house this Sunday or something, and you might decide, okay, I want to post my listing to Facebook on Friday, and I want to post my listing to Facebook on Saturday, just to kind of, drive the interest for this open house that's coming up. You can do that using the posting method. The other option is to promote the listing on your branded landing page. And by that, I mean, when somebody is reading one of your articles, they're going to see an ad for that listing on your branded landing page. And let me just give you a quick run through on how that actually works. So let's say I wanted to manually post a listing. Okay, I would click on this box that's highlighted in green, manually post a listing. All right, because I have a connection, I'm going to see a drop-down box with a bunch of my optional listings. So I choose one of my listings that I want to post. I click on that, and it's going to ask me, what day do I want to post this listing? So I can select the day to have that post, and I click on schedule the listing. Okay, and this listing would be posted to Facebook. What is your user experience? Here's what your user experience would be. This starting on the left-hand side, this listing has been posted to Facebook. So my followers might see that. They might click on that house. In the middle, they're going to land on step 2, that branded landing page. All right, they're going to see their listing there. They're going to see all the information that's come over from the MLS data feed. Okay, and after a few seconds, step 3, one of the, we call it a lead form, is going to automatically pop, hopefully enticing them to contact you about, more information about this listing. But this would be kind of the workflow of what your user experience would be. So they would see the post, they click on it, they're going to land on the same branded landing page that you would have for articles or videos or infographics, but they're going to see all the property information over there. And then they might see the lead form pop after a few seconds. Okay, so that's my flow if I wanted to manually post a listing. There's also the option is to auto post. Again, this is kind of like a set it and forget it type of thing. So if you wanted to, after you've made a connection with our listings, you could decide to set up your auto post. And by that, I mean, what it would do for you automatically is as soon as you had a new listing, we would post it for you. So the next day, that listing would be posted for you. And you can decide how often you want that post to go. So maybe you want it, we are only going to auto post it once a week. So we'll do it once a week, but you could say for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks or until this is sold. So you can select that. So there's a variety of different options that you can use for auto posting. But I guess my point is this: when you do the auto listing posting, is you don't have to come back here and schedule it. You just set this once. You set up your automatic preferences. You do that, and we'll automatically post a listing once you get it. Okay. And now the other option I was talking about was the option to promote your listing within an article. I say this a lot. This is one of my favorite ones to use because I think it might be a neat selling point for your clients as well. Because you could tell that client that I'm going to promote your listing on my branded landing page for the whole month of January, or from now until January 15th, or from now until the listing sells. So the way that would work is similar, that you would select the listing that you want, and you'll notice at the bottom you have the option to choose a start date and an end date. So in this case, I'm selected December 1st to January 15th. So I would select that as these days to feature this listing on my branded landing page, and I would click schedule. And here's kind of the user experience that way. So my friends see this post on Facebook. In this case, it was one of my content posts. In this case, it was getting creative with your wall spaces, right? So my friends see that article. They click on that post to read that because they thought it was an interesting article. They land on step 2, that middle picture. You see that branded landing page, and you'll see that the article is there, but right in the middle of that article, separating, after the second paragraph, you'll see an ad for this listing. Kind of like the way a lot of newspapers work on the web these days. And if I was to click on that ad, I'm going to land on the slide number 3, the picture number 3, the property listing. It's that same branded landing page where I can see information about the property. Again, it remains branded to me. All that information is coming over to me from the MLS data feed. So there's a couple of different ways you can use the listings. One other benefit you get through the system is a thing called the RSS feed. Some of our users said to us, well, this is great content for my social media site. Do you give me any content that I could possibly use on my own website? The answer to that is yes. I'll be first to say that it does require or likely require the help of a web developer, but there's a thing called an RSS feed. If you're not familiar with that term, RSS feed, it's a data feed that automatically it keeps up to date, automatically fed with the exact same information we'd be posting on your social media sites. But to you and me, this might sound a little technical, but to a web developer, it's very well understood. Essentially, a web developer would put this RSS feed onto your website, and that could keep a website up to date with the exact same content if you were looking to do that. All right. As far as help goes, we've got help available in a variety of ways. There is obviously a help center down on the lower left. You click on that. We've kind of got a dictionary of various help topics that you can look at. Throughout the whole system, you'll notice that there will be a little chat box, little chat widget that sits down on the lower right-hand side. If you ever wanted to start a chat, you can do that while we have if we have live help on at the time, you'll be chatting with one of our support people. If not, it'll simply send us an email and we will get that message and answer your question. And there's also a form that you could submit to get support as well. But I think the neat thing about the system is that it's pretty straightforward. It walks you through all the steps to get set up. And then once you're set up, it sends you an email to kind of keep you in touch as to how your account is doing. So so far, it's been pretty easy for our users to get up and running and stay up and running. So in summary, to get started, what I would say you'd want to do is maybe first off the bat is gather your social media usernames and passwords. And I might add to that, if you have a Homes.com account or Homes Connect account, again, this is going to be a free service, but some of you might already have this. You might want to go to Homes.com and just double check that you know your username and password for that account as well. So gather your usernames and passwords, then look for the sign up email. And once you get that sign up email, just click that link to get started. And you're going to see a screen like this where you have the option to either use Facebook or your email address to actually start the connection process. Okay. So we think it should be pretty straightforward walkthrough to get started. But again, we've got full support here to help you out. And at this point, I'm certainly welcome to take any questions. I know we've got this recorded. I think I muted some of you, but you can unmute yourself if you had a question. And Travis, if you had anything to add to that, please. Sure.
So I set this up about a week and a half ago, and the connection process was actually really quick. I think it was probably less than 2 minutes to just get everything connected. As you click the little social media icon, it just kind of automatically does its thing. Twitter was really easy. LinkedIn was pretty easy. And yeah, Facebook had a couple extra questions, but literally I connected all three within about 2 minutes. I haven't connected the MLS yet. I'll probably go in and do that today, but I don't see that as being difficult either. I literally haven't touched it since. It just does its thing. Yeah.
That's part of it, right?
So that's kind of the cool thing.
Type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to do the extra manual stuff and post extra articles, you can. But I literally have not touched the thing. since, and it does posting every day. It sends me a little report at the end of the day, and that's it. So it's really easy. The content's been good. So it's not, it's good filler. If you're posting on your business page regularly, or maybe you're not posting on your business page regularly, maybe it's just once a week or every now and then, this is good filler content to kind of keep it active. So kind of think of it as, as support for your social media, to keep it going.
That's a great point. Yeah, a lot of we have users in kind of both categories. Folks who do post regularly, and they use this kind of as a supplement, and then there's folks that have never posted or don't post very frequently. I forgot my slide on this, but one of them would kind of be what I often say is think of what you do yourself before you buy something big or make a big decision. A lot of times, what do? You Google it, right? You do a little research, and so the question might be, what do your clients see when they Google you, right? If I came across a Facebook page that hasn't been updated since 2017 or 2018, what is that saying? You might be the most professional real estate and successful out there, but your users might not perceive it that way if it hasn't been updated in a long time. So again, some folks use this as a supplement because they're already posting to social media, and some use it as their primary tool because a lot of us, they don't have the time to do it. I know, years ago we'd run into people who actually had their assistant would go on and be doing the social media updating for them. Well, and that's awesome too. This kind of also, saves a little bit on that because this will find you quality content right off the bat and automatically post it for you.
Yep. And then, one of the reasons why I chose to go with RISESocial, RIS Media is, I've been reading RIS articles for years and years. So I've always enjoyed them. I find, they have a lot of good content. You guys have been around forever. And the other aspect was, you're connecting to multiple social media accounts, whereas, some of the other providers out there only connect to one. So you're doing all three and soon to be four, which Instagram will be a big one. I'm actually excited for that. And you're also doing the listing posting, which I think is great. Sometimes that stuff we forget to post, or we only post it the one time, or we forget to post that it's pending. And there's multiple times that you can kind of market that property and also help your social media presence when you have that listing, and that's available, and then open house, and then pending, and then sold. So this does it all kind of automatically, so you don't forget to do it. And so I think it's got a lot of bells and whistles that some of the other service providers didn't have, for sure.
Great. Well, I thank you all for making the time this morning to learn a bit about this. And if there's no more questions, Travis, what I'll do is I'll stop this and I'll get the recording over to you as soon as I can.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to send out the replay, and then if anybody's interested in it, just shoot me an email or text, and we can get you set up on it and go from there. So.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
I appreciate
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay. We'll talk to you later.